the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria departed Nigeria today to be Benin Republic, I beg your pardon, to celebrate with them on the independent celebration of the country. And he was found sleeping. Nigeria is sleeping. The giant of Africa is sleeping. Welcome to LA TV with J on Matter Arising this evening. So now, if you've not subscribed, please do what to subscribe and then hit the notification button, the bell icon, to get much more of our video as they drop. So now let's go back to the whole issue here. The president addressed Nigeria yesterday and he talked on several issues bothering the country right now. And one of the major issues that he concentrated upon was the fuel subsidy removal. You can remember that His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi on Saturday addressed Nigeria through a Twitter space. And in that address, he emphatically emphasized on the removal of fuel subsidy and how it has been a scam all along. Space held by His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi made an analysis of how he was going to remove the subsidy by 50%, and he said he was going to end the criminality in the subsidy, in the petroleum sector. Now, here is it. If Nigeria is paying 400 billion naira per month, that means 4.8 trillion per annum, according to the NNPC Group MD Malik Carrier. Now, let's argue this. Peter Obi argued that we overpay for subsidy by over 40%, taking into consideration our population and available cars, that he would have eliminated the criminalities plus about 50% of the actual subsidy. So imagine stopping the subsidy criminality, those that are claiming to bring fuel and all of that, stopping it and then removing it 50%. Remember, in the United States and other European nations, they subsidize everything for their citizens, even food. So follow me, let's do this. 40% of 4.8 trillion per annum is equal to 40 trillion times 40 times 100. So the 40% of the 40 trillion naira per annum pay for subsidy is 1.92 trillion. A whopping 1.92 trillion saved from just eliminating the inflated figure of actual PMS consumed per year. Let's go for that. He planned to remove 50% of the actual subsidy. The actual subsidy is, to know the actual subsidy, now here is 4.8 trillion. When you minus it from the 1.92 trillion, which is the scam that they did, then you get the actual subsidy that Nigeria paid is 2.88 trillion per annum. So to know the 50% that Peter Obi is planning to remove, when you do your plus and minus, you get 1.44 trillion. So when you say 1.44 trillion as 50% removal from subsidy, so what happened? Plus also the scam of 1.92 trillion that they are stealing, you will have a total of 3.36 trillion. The question now is this: what is the budget of Nigeria? The price of PML could have moved from 200 naira. Remember, we're buying at 195 to twice the amount, which is 400. So if we're buying at 195, we're supposed to be buying fuel now at 395 naira per liter, or better still, 400 naira. This is what Mr. Peter Obi planned to do if he becomes the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. But hell no, the Bubu Chicago will not allow that happen, and some elites will not allow that. And here comes us Nigeria suffering, and they say the poor should breathe. The issue now is this: you remove a subsidy, so what we're supposed to be buying right now supposed to be at 400 naira at most per liter, but now you're buying fuel over 600 naira per liter. So you see, the issue of the criminality involved in the subsidy scam or whatsoever have not even been dealt with in the first place. But here is this. The president said the elites of the elites benefited from this fuel subsidy of a thing, and that is the reason why it was removed. So if you remove the fuel subsidy because the poor are not breathing, then why is it that the poor are still not breathing after you have removed the fuel subsidy? Let me allow you to watch a bit of what he said concerning the fuel subsidy.
Citizens, I want to talk to you about our economy. It is important that you understand the reasons for the policy measures I've taken to combat the serious economic challenges this nation had long faced. I'm not going to talk in difficult terms by dwelling on economic jargon and concepts. I will speak in plain, clear language so that you know where I stand. More importantly, so that you see and hopefully will share my vision regarding the journey to a better, more productive economy for our beloved country. For several years, I have consistently maintained the position that the fuel subsidy had to go. This once beneficial measure had outlived its usefulness. The subsidy cost us trillions of naira yearly, such as a vast sum of money would have been better spent on public transportation, health care, school, housing, and even national security. Instead, it was being funneled into the deep pocket and lavish bank account of a selected group of individuals. This group had amassed so much wealth and power that they became a serious threat to the fairness of our economy and the integrity of our democratic governance. To be blunt, Nigeria could never become the society it was intended to be as long as such small, powerful, yet unelected groups hold enormous influence over our political economy and the institutions that govern it. The whims of the few should never hold dominant sway over the hopes and aspirations of the many. If we are to be a democracy, the people and not the power of money must be sovereign. The preceding administration saw this looming danger as well. Indeed, it made no provision in the 2023 appropriation for subsidy after June this year.
On the issue of food crisis, now he talks about giving loan. His also policy concerning the SME and also some other policy regarding the economy of the country. My question is this: Mr. President needed to analyze all this before getting into that office. He needed to do what I call a proper surveying of Nigeria economy and also what is obtainable from the people and the markets today. But he never did. All he wanted was to be the president. After all, he said, Emi Loco. So now it is his turn to be the president. Now he is the president. Now he lacks, the capability to make this country move forward. But he said, I have the capacity. But where is the capacity? The capacity that he actually has is what we are seeing right now. The capacity to remove something without a plan. Is that a capacity? I believe what capacity actually means is for you to have these tools, have everything necessary to move things going forward. Therefore, if you're making any plan or making any policy that is going to be a bit of harsh to the people, you should have done something that would have cushioned the effects of that policy coming into the people. But then that was not the case. He went ahead to remove the fuel subsidy without planning on how to make or use the money. He talked about spending over 70 billion, giving loans and all of that. The question is this: are you going to give this loan to some selected individual, like you said, the elite of the elite, or he's going to give this randomly? How will the selection process look like? Is it going to go to family and friends, loyalists, party members, or you're going to select Nigerians who voted and did not even vote for you? This is what is robbing Nigerians' minds today. So now, let's have this conversation on the comment section. What did you think about the whole speech of Mr. President? At the comment section, you will see the written speech. You will see it in the written form. We'll drop it there and give your own thought as to what Mr. President said. Thank you so much. See you at the other side.